Hi there. I wanted to post a quick video announcement to clear up some confusion that we've had that it seems like a lot of students are struggling with this week. So I won't necessarily do videos like this every week. I do in my online classes, but not usually for my hybrid classes because I see you every week. But when there's something like this where it seems like a lot of people are struggling with the same thing, I might choose to do a video occasionally in between classes. So I will try to make it brief and just quickly deal with the issues at hand. The first one is about the e-text. So like the trouble that we were having in class with it not loading, a lot of people have emailed me and said they just can't get it to load. It's taking forever. So I wanted to bring up again, here, you know what, let me make this bigger. Okay, so in class I mentioned the e-text app, and it turns out I hadn't yet downloaded the Spanish for Healthcare book, and that's why I couldn't bring it up and show you. But so if you search for Pearson eText in your app store, either Android or Apple devices, you should be able to find it. And once you log in with your Pearson login, it might just show the Spanish for Healthcare. I'm not sure what it shows for the student side. For me, it lists all of their texts. I just searched for Spanish. For some reason, when I searched for Spanish for Healthcare, it didn't pull this one up. So just search for Spanish and then look for this textbook. The blue cover is the one that you're going to be looking for, that Spanish for Healthcare. You do have to download it the first time, but then it does stay on your device after that. So as long as you have room to download it, and it doesn't, I didn't get a warning, and I get a lot of warnings about being out of space. So it worked fine for me. And then watch how fast it opens. So I clicked on it and it opens, and then go to whatever page you want. So it really is loading significantly faster than the web version. So I would really recommend that all of you download this if you have a smart device, and it should work on tablets and phones. So it might actually be better on a tablet because it'll be bigger. And just like the e-text, it has audio. So like if I go to that last page of the chapter that has all of the vocabulary, and if I click on one of the vocabulary words, it will, I have my volume turned down, but it will play that audio. Anyway, sorry, it's connected to my headset. I'm not going to hassle with that. But if you click on the vocabulary, it will play the audio for that vocabulary. So especially for right now, while you're trying to figure everything else out, instead of hassling with the web version of the book, if you have access to a phone or tablet, I would just use the app version because it seems to be working so much better. Okay, the other thing that people were struggling with is this assignment. It is, you can see which one it is. It's the workbook Para Comenzar, or PC01 Saludos. Okay, and the biggest thing that you need to keep in mind is that these assignments in my Spanish lab, for better or worse, they are computer graded. So what you have to think about is anytime that you're doing a fill-in-the-blank activity, think about how the computer wants to see the answer. It's not going to have, it might have sometimes a couple of variations for ways that you could answer it, but it's not going to have a gazillion different options for how you might answer the question. So think about what the computer wants to see. And the best way to know what the computer wants to see is to look at the modelo. So here we have a picture of a clock and the position of the sun and the name of the person. And we're supposed to give a greeting based on that. So here it was Buenos dias, Señor Asturias, based on the information given. Okay. So then down here we have Señor Rodriguez. And I don't know if we can copy and paste. Nope, it doesn't let us copy and paste. So what you need to do here is identify what time of day it is. It's still morning, so we're still going to use Buenos dias. Okay, and a lot of people got this one right. It's super important that you include accented characters and any special characters in Spanish. So make sure that you include the accented I in dias. Make sure that you include the comma, just like we have in the modelo. And then Señor Rodriguez. And if you can't see what I'm doing, there's this little bar up here. This is where I'm getting the special characters. Or you can install a Spanish keyboard or, whatever, or use the alt codes if you know those. But make sure that you are including those special characters. Okay, so over días, and then there's another one over this R, or over this I, sorry, in Rodriguez. Normally I would just use my Spanish keyboard, but I'm using a different computer that has a webcam. So several things that I've seen the last name is misspelled with Rodriguez spelled with an S instead of a Z, things like that. Those are the errors that I'm seeing repeatedly in this assignment, and that's why people are having a hard time passing this assignment, is little errors like this. It hasn't in any case been an issue of not understanding what greeting you should give or that kind of thing. With this one, it is in the afternoon, so we're going to say buenas, and this is another big thing that I keep seeing. If you look at the vocabulary is buenas tardes. Okay, the phrase is buenos días, but then it's buenas tardes and buenas noches. And we'll talk later. We'll be learning more about the way gender works in Spanish and why we use buenos for some things and buenas for other things. But for now, just think about it as that vocabulary phrase is buenos días and buenas tardes, and make sure that you're paying super close attention to that kind of spelling. Okay, Señora Ugarte. Okay, then next we have Juanito. So it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be most likely buenas tardes again, right? And since we're given the first name Juanito, we're just going to enter Juanito, or Juanito Lopez. Either one would work. It will accept both of those answers. I'm just going to leave it as Juanito. Since it's giving a first name, then it's giving us that clue that we are on a first name basis with this person. Okay, so we aren't going to call him Señor Lopez or anything like that. And then the last one is in the evening, so we're going to say buenas noches. It's showing us that it's after dark. And in the textbook, that's the distinction that it gives, is before dark, you would use buenas tardes. After dark, you would use buenas noches. So, and again, remember it's buenas, not buenos. Okay? And señorita Blanco. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Pay super close attention to that, the accent marks, the spelling, and just the pattern that's given in the modelo. Okay, if there's a comma, include a comma. And let's see how we did. Okay, so 100%. So you can follow this, use the answers that I gave, but just super, super close attention to spelling. Also, if you ever get something where you get partial credit, if it says like score 0.5 out of 1, that means you're missing an accent mark. Partial credit is always for missing accent marks. So double check if you have partial credit on something. On a specific answer, if you have partial credit, then that means that you missed an accent mark there. So hopefully that helps clear things up for you. Anytime that there's fill-in-the-blank questions or fill-in-the-blank responses, you're going to need to pay close attention to spelling and punctuation. All right, hopefully that's helpful. Sorry, I took longer than I expected. I will see you all online and in class next Tuesday. Nos vemos.